go through all 12 signs. And I do have the cards. I do have my little chart here. So let's just jump right into it. So the full moon happens on Thursday, August the 11th at 8:34 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's here in Houston. Adjust accordingly. So what a full moon is the sun will be at 19 degrees of Leo, and directly across the sky, the moon will be in 19 degrees of Aquarius, which is Leo's sister sign or opposite sign. And we know that the moon does not actually harness or bring or reflect, or not reflect, but kind of give off any light of her own, right? The moon gets her light from the sun. And so we really want to consider these energies and how we can best use it. So let's start with Leo. The sun is at home in Leo. And Leo is the sign of being seen, of being bright, of joyful times. I mean, who doesn't like a sunny day, right? This is about play and joy and creativity and expression and being applauded and accolades and romance and all that kind of stuff. Now, we do have to remember that the signs do bring a negative part. There's a positive and a negative aspect to each zodiac sign. And so there can be some, attention seeking, grandiose behavior, going over the top, being dramatic. These are more the negative sides of Leo energy. And so what we are really feeling, specifically fire signs, and I would even say the fixed signs as well, which is Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. What we're really feeling is this desire to really have a good time, be creative, express ourselves, to really love on and take care of ourselves, because nobody loves itself like a lion, right? Like Leo the lion. And nobody, the sun's energy is just out there blasting and, putting itself onto us regardless of if we want it or not. So this is what we have to think about when we think about Leo energy. Now, in the moon, in the sun being, our ego, our pride, our joy, our spark, our life force. Now, the moon is involved also. And honestly, with this full moon, there are several planets involved, and we'll get into that. But the moon being full is getting the full reflection of the light, of the sun, is getting all of this energy, all of this power, all of this enthusiasm to really reveal then we have to start thinking, okay, the moon is revealing, the moon is showing up, the moon is getting this energy that is saying, be excited, be on purpose, have fun, be intentional. But the moon is like, okay, because the moon is that, remember my analogy? I talked about the moon is who we are at home. So the moon is more that intuitive part of us. And when I go through all 12 signs, I do consider your rising sign is going to be the most accurate. And the sun sign is going to make a lot of sense as well. But the moon is where you really got to dig deep to get that understanding of what the energy and the lesson and how to kind of move forward. So the moon is in Aquarius. And so we really need to go within ourselves and see how we feel about Aquarian characteristics. So Aquarius is the sign of innovation, of independence, of freedom, of also the collective and humanity. And so it's kind of this oxymoron, right? And this is the duality of the air signs, to where Aquarius is like, be individual, be, yourself, be unique, be forward thinking, be independent, but also be about the collective, be about your community, be about your groups and society, and find where you can take that unique part of yourself, which really is that Leo energy, that gift that you have. We all talk about you're born with a gift. Take that gift, that unique part of yourself, and impart it into the collective, impart it into your community, into your friend groups. Also, Aquarius is the sign of the internet, and using the internet to express yourself, show your gifts, but also remembering the dualities of the air signs. Also learning, what are you getting from? Not only what are you giving, it's gonna really depend on where Aquarius falls in your chart, where Leo falls, what aspects this makes to your chart. This is why it's important to know your own chart. This is why it's important to at least have an astrologer on your team that can explain it to you. So depending on where it falls in your chart is where it's going to reveal where you need to show up more for the collective and how this is a challenge for you. The reason that I say it's going to be a challenge, which is meant for us to overcome, is because Saturn is involved in this transit. Saturn is involved in this full moon. And the moon, the sun and the moon are going to be at 19 degrees and Saturn is at 22 degrees. And so Saturn is very closely involved. Saturn has more energy and is a stronger force than both the sun and the moon. And so this is really about us working through these emotions. Yeah, you probably were hurt in the past by a group of people, maybe the internet. Maybe you feel like you really put everything you had into a very unique idea and you put it out there for friends, or you put it out there for people on the internet and it just didn't go as planned. And Saturn being involved in this is saying, get over it, grow from that. What did you learn from that? What work can you take that? What did work? And how can you take that and move forward? What did you learn? The air signs are very practical. They're very logical. They're really thinkers. And I tell you all the time, for me, the three wise men were a Virgo, a Sagittarius, and an Aquarius. So you learned something. You learned something from a group of people. You learned something by working with a group of people. You learned something by making that attempt to be independent, be innovative, go forward. Maybe it didn't work how you wanted it to, but that's because Saturn is in Aquarius. Saturn makes you work extra hard. Saturn takes its time, but the lesson is able to withstand the test of time. So get back to that. Overcome your fears. Saturn is a planet of fear. Overcome your fears. Get deep within yourself about what scares you and showing up for yourself. How are you not showing that creative side, expressing yourself, putting yourself out there? Leo likes an audience. Leo likes the stage. Is there somewhere where you can speak up more? You can showcase yourself, highlight yourself more. Okay? I do believe that that's what this energy is saying for us. And this full moons are endings. Full moons are opportunities to release. And so this is an opportunity for you to release and overcome that fear. This is an opportunity for you to just push through, like keep it up or get back to work even. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to get back to work on whatever it is that you actually feel like you're making progress, feel like other people need to know this. This is good information. People need to know about this. And it didn't work out before how you thought it was going to. That's okay. That doesn't mean this isn't a great idea. That means you need to review the lessons that you learned. Saturn is retrograde. So retrograde is all about the reviewing, the rethinking, the reorganizing. And if it's Saturn, it's rededicating yourself, recommitting to something, reevaluating the work that you did do, what worked, what didn't work, and how you can get back on the right track. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm going to go through all 12 signs. I'm going to pull a card for each of the 12 signs. I'm going to do my best to break this up and post it as individual videos on my Instagram, but I don't know if I will have the patience to edit each one. Okay, let's go. And I like to start with the Aries and just go through that way. Listen for your sun, your moon, and your rising. The rising sign is going to be the most accurate. It's important to know your rising sign. I know that for some people, it feels impossible. Maybe you were adopted. Maybe you were born at home. Maybe, you come from a large family and your mom just doesn't know. One of the best things you can do is get your long form birth certificate from the Office of Vital Statistics. However, you can consult with a professional who is able to rectify your chart based on some of the experiences that happened to you in childhood. Really before the age of about 14, you're able to kind of see any trauma that you dealt with or those kind of things that you went through. Those kind of help a professional to set the rising of your chart, and then you ask questions to see if it's right and kind of go from there. So your rising sign is going to be the most predominant. It always is. The sun sign will absolutely resonate with you, specifically with the sun being at home in the sign of Leo, and the moon, like I said, is going to be very inward and maybe something that you have to reflect on to feel later. So, okay, let's just hop right in, and I'm going to start with Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, Aries, this energy is happening in your 11th house of friends, of social groups. So, Aries, this could be very difficult. This could be about you letting go of old friendships, old social groups, and even the way that you think about how you can teach people. Wow, that makes sense. How you can teach people, like you're like, man, I just want to bring them along. I just want to show them what I'm learning. I do think that Aries is doing a lot of healing and a lot of growing because Chiron is in your sign. And so I do think that for Aries, this is about letting go of those friendships that are no longer serving you. Also, because Aquarius does rule the technology, maybe this is some kind of technological thing that is coming to an end, or something, groups that you are in on the internet that's coming to an end. The Seven of Cups reversed. These are choices to make. I think that Aries feels an emotional connection to certain groups or even certain ways of thinking about maybe technology or independence or innovative. And this is a time, Aries, for you to review that and to see, you got to make a choice. And with the cups, it's about emotions. With Aries, Aries likes to run off of passion versus emotion. Maybe this is something where you just really need to evaluate what feels right for you, Aries, what feels important, and what feels like the next step. And Aries, I would say to even evaluate how your friend groups make you feel. Do you feel good around these people? Do you feel good when you check into this group on social media? Do you still feel good when you're attending these classes and learning with these groups of people or learning in this format? This is going to be something for you to evaluate and make a decision about, and also to follow your heart. The heart is here. Abundance is going to be there for you, Aries. I think that you guys are really, again, healing and learning and growing. Okay, so have fun. Leo in the 5th house, it's time for Aries to have fun. Okay, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Taurus, this energy, this full moon is in your 10th house of careers, of professional image, of how you are seen at work and in your work, your career aspects. And this may be that there's a group that you are associated with at work or in the career realm that is just no longer serving you. You're no longer learning from them, or you're no longer able to contribute what your way of thinking. Taurus, I do think also I know that Taurus is really going through some changes, and I think that maybe struggling the most with the changes because some of them are just coming as chaos and they're just coming as disruption and out of nowhere. But Taurus, if you will allow these changes to happen, allow the dust to settle, allow yourself to regain your footing, you will see that these things have actually set you onto course for your next level, your next chapter in your purpose, your next chapter in your book, your next level up. And with this full moon in your 10th house, this may be a chance to bring some endings to career connections, if you will. Groups that you associate with career-wise and image-wise, and professionally. You may have to end that. Also, Leo is in the fourth house. The sun in the fourth house, and Venus is making its way into Leo, into the fourth house. And so this may be more of an opportunity for you to spend time with your family, having fun at home, finding a lot of romance and a lot of joy at home, doing some creative things within the house, maybe redecorating, having family over to entertain and allow you to be the star. Allow that to feed into you while you go through these changes at work, Taurus, and these changes in your career aspect. King of Wands. I love this energy. I love the King of Wands. The Queen of Wands is my girl. I put this in my stories the other day. It's my card as far as I'm concerned. But the King of Wands is here. It's like, this is a lot of passion. This is a lot of energy. This is a lot of opportunity, a lot of movement and opportunity on the way, Taurus, that as an earth sign, you just are like, what the fuck? Like, this is a lot coming at me. And you're getting this square from the sun, and the south node is across the sky, and Saturn is squaring off with you as well. And Mars has just been in Taurus, and so it feels like chaos. It feels like anxiety or excitement. It's like one of the two. What is happening? Taurus, be excited. Get your plan together. Get your footing together. Be willing to let go of those friend groups, those social connections that are no longer elevating you or allow you to pour into their elevation so that you can get in alignment with this next chapter of your life. I think Taurus is in a good place. They're just maybe having a little bit of a hard time dealing with it. Taurus don't like change. Okay. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Gemini, this is happening in your 9th house of faith, of belief, of long distance travel, foreign lands, higher learning. This is Sagittarius' house. Sagittarius is Gemini's sister sign. And so for me, Gemini, this is saying this is an opportunity for you to kind of let down any rejection that you put up when it comes to higher beliefs. Gemini is so right here. It's so day to day. It's so what can I put my hands on type energy. What makes sense? It's an air sign and practical. But Sagittarius is like, think bigger. And this 9th house is like, expand your knowledge. Maybe this is an opportunity to re-examine a path of education that you're taking or a way that you're learning something. This could be an opportunity to get back into school or to let go of something that you're learning. Saturn is involved, so this may feel like you want to quit, but maybe it's the way that you're thinking about it, Gemini. This is a lot of air energy going on. Maybe it's time to take a break just to travel for a little bit, to get out and to move around some with the 9th house. I feel like Geminis haven't been able to get abroad and go far. They like the little trips right around here, but it's time for you to expand and go a little bit further. Leo in your 3rd house, the sun in your Venus in your 3rd house. This could be the opportunity to spend time with siblings, neighbors, get into your neighborhood, really get to know people that live in the neighborhood with you, maybe making some good friendships with those people. This may also be, Gemini, you ending friendships with people that are really far away, or a friendship ending because somebody is moving far away. And this may be somebody that's a pretty regular part of your life. Well, you're just going to have to get over that, or maybe prepare to travel to go see them, or learn about the culture and the land that they're moving to. Or Gemini, this could be more about education and you getting, I think it's relational. I think somebody's moving. I think, Gemini, you're losing a friendship or you're losing a partnership. It's going away. And I say this because the 2 of Cups is here. This is maybe somebody that kind of meant a lot to you, that you really checked in with quite a bit. And now they're moving, and now you're going to have to find somewhere else to get this kind of connection that you're looking for. And so be ready for that. Know that you have to actually go and be a solid friend, Gemini. You don't have a problem socializing, but a lot of times you have issues being just a dependable, solid friend. And so this is like, make sure you're showing up for your friends, checking in with your friends, being dependable, putting in the time, putting in the work for these new friendships. It looks like some old friendships may be ending, but some new friendships could be coming into play here. And so you really want to be ready for them. Okay. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This Aquarius energy is in your 8th house. The 8th house is a financial house. This is other people's money, joint resources, joint finances. This is sex and sexuality. Maybe this is time to have a conversation is the energy that I'm getting. And I say that because Aquarius is here in the 8th house. The eighth house being that joint resources and like a transformation. But Aquarius being an air sign, I feel like Cancer has been thinking about it. They've been thinking about something that is connected to other people's money, other people's resources, and a way to secure yourself with that. It feels like somebody, Cancer, and yes, a lot of this I'm saying is feel. Which makes sense to say feels to Cancer. You guys will relate to that a little bit more. It feels like you have a commitment with someone, or you have a partnership or a relationship. You're joined with someone, but you haven't really expressed and talked about all of your expectations and needs and really what you want within this partnership, in this relationship. Saturn is involved, saying get over your fear of not asking for what will make you feel secure. Cancer really needs to feel secure emotionally and financially. And so finding out what it is that you really need to feel secure, I think is what, not finding out, expressing, talking about it. Being in a practical way, because Aquarius is a practical sign. Don't let this be about your feelings. Leo in the 2nd house, I feel like, I'm hoping, Cancer, you're having fun at work and you're able to really, step it up and be yourself, making sure that you're dressing up and being expressive at work and the way that you're making money. If you're looking to start a new venture with money, this is a pretty good time to do that, but you need to address the joint resources that you have with somebody else. 2 cards came out for Cancer. The Page of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles. This makes so much sense. So the Page of Wands, I think this is that excited energy about work and maybe the work that you're doing, and you're finding yourself like, yeah, actually, I really am enjoying work. I really am enjoying how I'm creating and what I'm doing to make money. This is that Leo energy in the 2nd house, and you're feeling really good about some things. There are some things going on in your life that feel new, that feel refreshing, that feel really good. But the 7 of Pentacles came reversed, and you're like, but my resources, but is my money secure? Is my home secure? Are my resources secure? Like, they're here, because if you look at the 7 of Pentacles in the upright position, the resources are there, the money is there, but this is reversed. So you don't have a lot of faith in it. And I think that's why you need to have this conversation, Cancer. You need to have a talk with somebody about how much longer is this contract going to be good? How, like just joint resources is what it feels like. Okay, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is happening in your 7th house of relationships and of partnerships. And, Leo, I think that relationships have been freaking hard, especially if you're a Leo rising. I'm a Leo rising. Relationships have been hard. They have not been easy. And so I think that this energy, Leo, is allowing and providing and giving to us is the opportunity to go deep within ourselves and say, am I in alignment with my friend groups? Am I hanging out with people that I would date? Like, am I hanging out with people that I would like to have a relationship with? And if I'm not, why am I holding back from creating those relationships, creating those bonds? What am I actually afraid of? Am I afraid that because Leo likes the attention, Leo wants to get accepted, Aquarius wants to be accepted as well, like, if truth be told? And maybe with Saturn here and the North Node squaring off and all of this and the South Node squaring off, maybe, Leo, you need to use this energy to decide what is keeping me from hanging out with people that I would like to spend more time with, that I consider to be fun. What is keeping me from hanging out with people that I would potentially date, or that are what I'm looking for in my future self, my higher self? What is going on with me, and how can I overcome this blockage, this fear, this resistance of hanging out with these people? Maybe it's a new group for you. Maybe you never hung out with these kind of people before. But that's the direction your life is going in. You know that you want to be vegan. You know that you want to work out more. You know you want to travel solo more. Why aren't you finding these solo travelers or these other vegans and spending time with them? You got to get over the fear of not fitting in and just go for it, Leo. Like, you're going to be accepted. You shine bright like a diamond. Maybe you have to come in being a little bit more observant. than boisterous. Maybe getting to know people and allowing people to get to know you in a way that's not so in your face is the lesson that we're learning right now. But embrace it, Leo. This energy with Taurus being at the top of your chart, if we can get over ourselves and get out there and be seen, we absolutely have the potential to be able to find a better direction in the work that we're doing, and the security and the finances and the financial security that we are providing for ourselves. The Two of Wands, I love it. Listen, we got to turn our back against, we have to turn our back away. With this being the wands, these are fire signs. And when we look at this, she's really done a 180. She's really just turning around. Yes, this is her other wand, but she's not even paying it. She's not like that anymore. That doesn't make her passionate and excited anymore. She's ready to turn to something that's different. That's not what she used to do, but that she's still finding herself being passionate about and ready to. She's got her phone out like, I need more information about this. I need to book a reservation. I need to, confirm that I'll be there. Let me go ahead and buy my ticket type thing. This is what I see when I see this card. So Leo, Saturn is at the end of your 7th house. And this is where we are really learning the lesson about who your friends are, who you want to hang out with, why you want to hang out with them, and just getting over being scared to go and socialize and be with these people, and just realizing that I'm gonna get in where I fit in and I'm still part of a bigger circle. This is what the planets have set, or a bigger picture, and this is what the planets have set up for me right now. So let me go do the damn thing. Okay, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This full moon is happening in your 6th house. I do think that this is an opportunity, Virgo, for you to, and Mercury is home in Virgo right now, and the Sun is in your 12th house. So for me, this is Virgo, when they are alone, really looking for ways to be proud of themselves and really find ways to pump themselves up. I'm hoping that Virgo, because this sign can be such an analyzer, what I'm hoping Virgo has been using Leo season energy for is to really love on themselves and to really feel good about themselves. Venus has now made its way into Leo in your 12th house, Virgo. So Venus doesn't mind being in Leo, because Leo loves to love itself, okay? Now, while Venus rather partner with others in romance and in relating, Leo is like, come on here, Venus, let's love on me. Because I'm really all I got when it comes down to it. Virgo, this energy being in your 12th house, the sun being here, Venus now entering into Leo, is a great opportunity to love on yourself, to find ways to celebrate yourself, to find ways to be proud of yourself, and then take that energy where this full moon is happening in your 6th house. There are some daily habits and some daily routines that likely have a lot to do with the internet or technology or maybe even television that are keeping you from having those healthy habits that will contribute to you continuing to love on yourself and be proud of yourself and be excited about what it is that you are doing. Virgo can pick anything apart and find all of the negative in it, but Leo season is saying, not right now. I know it's not the easiest thing because Mercury is in Virgo, so Mercury is right at home like, did you do this? Why not? Did you do this? Why not? Like, criticizing and analyzing, but not right now, Virgo. You have plenty of time to do that in Virgo season. Right now, just love on yourself, accept yourself, find the ways to be proud of yourself, find the things to be grateful for, self-love. And if that means spending time by yourself to show yourself some self-love, that's important to do as well. And working on those new daily habits and those daily rituals and routines, or something that you're doing on a daily basis, Virgo, that you're going to have to stop. And I think it's hard. I think it's difficult, and because Saturn is involved. But listen, Saturn teaches lessons, right? So this is definitely something you want to stop. The Lovers is reversed. So I predicted relationships for Virgo going into this year, with Jupiter and Pisces. But the thing about that is that Virgo is one of the most difficult signs to be in a relationship with. Virgo is a hard sign. And Venus is at its detriment. And Venus is a planet of relationships. And Venus is at its detriment in Virgo. And Leo is about romance and love. And that's in Virgo's 12th house of isolation and dark places and alone. So unfortunately, Virgo is a difficult sign to be in a relationship, even if you found one last year, you may find yourself reevaluating your relationships, with the Lovers being reversed, reevaluating this commitment, reevaluating this decision that you have made. But Virgo, I really think what it is that you are not finding ways to be proud of yourself. You do not have the daily routine that you need, and the daily habits that are very important to your mental well-being. And that's really what you need to focus on right now. You can make a relationship happen, specifically if you found one while Jupiter was in Pisces. That's a blessed relationship, but you're going to have to get over yourself by being proud of yourself, having those daily routines and rituals. That's a way to a healthy Virgo. Okay. All right. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This Aquarius energy is in your 5th house, Libra. This has a lot to do with your relationship, your family, your home life, and just having fun. Something I feel like Libra might be having a little bit too much fun, or maybe not quite enough fun with family. Or not enough time creating, expressing themselves. Libra, remember, you rule beauty. So are you beautifying your home? Have you bought makeup or clothes lately? Like, what kind of things with Leo and Libra and Capricorn? These are like the fancy ones to me of the zodiac. And so with the sun being in Leo, this is a sextile and actual positive energy for Libra. So with this full moon happening in your 5th house and Saturn being in your 5th house, I feel like Libras maybe been having a hard time allowing themselves to create in the ways that they really enjoy, being that, are you, painting? Are you decorating? Are you going to beautiful shows and buying flowers and plants? Do you need to go buy yourself a piece of jewelry right now? What is it that you haven't done for yourself, Libra, that is allowing you to feel like you're having a good time, like you're really enjoying it? And this full moon is saying, listen, you got the potential to go ahead and do this, or maybe you need to go hang out with your friends and just have some fun with them. Have a good time with your social groups, just talking and drinking, beautiful cocktails and eating delicious food, and everybody's dressed up beautifully. And maybe you need to put something like that together. Libra loves to do stuff like that. But Saturn being in your 5th house seems like you haven't been having the level of fun that you're supposed to be having. And so this is something for you to kind of let go of with this full moon. King of Swords. Okay, Libra. I do think the energy that I get with, you've been a boss lately. The swords are air signs, okay? You've been in boss mode. You've been in, it's a cardinal sign. Let's do the damn thing. Let's make it happen. Let's go. Like boss mode. Like, I'm making money. Okay. But are you doing the other part of Libra energy, which is I'm using that money to beautify my home? I'm using that money to take a beautiful trip. I'm using that money to, adorn my body, to go get a massage, to go get new makeup, or my nails done in this cute new way I saw. Don't forget, Libra, there is nothing wrong, specifically the King of Swords, Libra, that's making that money and that's out here doing that thing. There's nothing wrong with rewarding yourself. It's Leo season, baby. It's self-love season, okay? So, Libra, I feel like this is like, don't even worry about take some time for yourself. And take some time for your friend groups. Go hang out with your friends. They miss you. Okay? You got Jupiter in the 7th house. Go hang out with your friends. They miss you, Libra. Okay, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This Aquarius energy is happening in your 4th house. Listen, Scorpio, this year is transformative. Powerfully transformative for you. And your relationships with the North Node and Uranus, and Mars in the 7th house of relationships, Scorpio, this absolutely feels like changes in your partnerships, changes in your commitments, changes in the values that you are seeking in your friend groups, in your social groups, in your public relationships, whoever you've committed and made contracts with. This could be romance, but for me, romance and love are more 5th house. This could be business partnerships and opportunities. This can be friendships and just anybody that you publicly partner with. Those kind of things maybe took a shook up over the last couple of weeks. And with this 4th house energy, maybe it's about time that you're seeing some changes at home needing to happen. and in your home life. And it's time to get over it. It's time to no longer be afraid to allow these changes to happen in your home life. It is time to allow, have a conversation with a mom or a mother figure or about something that happened when you were younger, that is something just deep within you that you have not released. Scorpio will hold on to resentment, hold on to hurt for so long. And the South Node here is very potentially bringing those things back up. But Aquarius is an air sign. It wants to communicate. It wants to talk about these things. It wants to get it out so that you can get to where the sun is, that higher self, your higher consciousness. I think work is probably looking good for Scorpios, and you're maybe finding yourselves being recognized on the work front or on the career, or putting yourself out there to really be seen in that way. Page of Wands showed up again. So I think that this is, listen, I see two things with the Page of Wands. I see you being excited about some of the work that you're doing, some of the attention and the accolades that you're getting, that you're putting out there. But also the page is young. This is young energy. So I can't help but to go back to, but there's still something burning within you that is from young, that has been there for a while, that has a lot to do with your roots, with mothering, with you as a mother, or how you feel about your mother or a mother figure in your life, your traditions, your roots, that foundational part of you, your childhood. There's this flame that hasn't gone out, that needs to be addressed. It needs to be communicated in some kind of way. There's probably a friend group that you can talk to, or maybe internet therapy is something that can work for you. Okay, Scorpio? This feels intense for Scorpio, and it's something that I think that you're going to be working on for a little while longer, at least for another year with the South Node there. Okay, Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This Aquarius energy is happening in your third house of communication, siblings, neighbors. This is an opportunity to bring an end to difficult, maybe there's some tension with a sibling, Sag. I know I definitely have some. Maybe there's tension with the neighbor. Maybe you need to have a conversation with the neighbor. Maybe it's time to gather together to have a conversation with a sibling that just hasn't been had in a long time, with Saturn being there. It's time to get over it. It's time to move on. It's time to be mature about the situation and have a conversation. If they are not a sibling, maybe they're a cousin that feels like a sibling, or somebody that used to be a part of your everyday life, because that third house is day-to-day routines, everyday life. And so maybe this is somebody that was a part of your everyday life, and then something happened, you're not really communicating with them anymore like you used to. And this is an opportunity to get over that and let your feelings kind of reveal themselves. Like, why am I so offended by that? Why am I so upset about that? And just really get back into the groove of things. With Leo in your ninth house, this is a really good opportunity for you to be heard, you to be seen on a bigger level, and for what you know and what you believe, and to really kind of stand up for yourself is the energy that I'm getting. This is also a really good time to go back to school or to learn a new subject that really just kind of pours into that fun part of yourself. I've definitely been thinking about that as well. Do something fun, Sagittarius, something creative, something new that you have to actually learn and do a little bit of research for. Temperance, look at your card showing up. It's reversed. This is Sagittarius's card. Okay, and I think this is like really kind of speaks to just being you. Sagittarius with Leo in your ninth house. Ninth house is Sag house. Leo is one of Sagittarian's best friends. And Temperance being here, it's like, listen, babe, just be you. You're a wise one. You're an optimistic one. Yeah, you go over the top too. Yes, you're very blunt as well. But the thing about Sag is this is a sign that really is going to work on self-improvement. This sign is really going to try to be its better self. Now, don't get me wrong, that trying to be better self stuff doesn't usually come until a little bit later in life for Sagittarius, maybe 35-ish, around there. Before that, they are a mess. Unless you got some Capricorn placements. But a fun mess. And, they learn a lot. They explore a lot. They have a good time. So I think that what this Temperance card is saying is that this is a time for you to be you. Embrace all parts of you. Love on all parts of you. Nurture all parts of you, the good and the bad. A lot of times we will change from the negative things that we do or the things about ourselves that we don't like, simply by loving on them. Simply by saying, listen, I could be so freaking inconsistent and this is just how I was made up. I don't really, I'm not like proud of it or anything like that. But if I know that tends to be my personality, it's easier and a little bit gentler for me to say, okay, let me just try to consistently do these 2 things every day. And then be proud of myself to where I can add another thing to be consistent about every day. So this is about embracing yourself, loving yourself, balancing your good with your bad, loving on it all, and just being true to Sagittarian energy. I personally believe everybody loves the Sagittarius. Sometimes it just takes you a while to get to know them. This is so big for my job. So my coworkers were like, so many of my coworkers said they didn't like me when they first met me. But every single one of my coworkers absolutely loves me now. So I tend to be an acquired taste, which is a lot of Sagittarians. But that's okay, Sag. Just be you. And the people that are going to love you are going to love you. They're going to find you. They're going to appreciate your knowledge. They're going to appreciate your enthusiasm. They're going to appreciate your bluntness. And guess what? As those people continue to love you the way you are and you love yourself the way you are, you'll grow out of it. You'll learn how to filter some things a little bit. You'll learn how to reel it back in and not gamble the entire bank account away. Okay? Okay, Capricorn. Sun, Moon, and Rising. This Aquarius energy is in your 2nd house of the money you make from the work that you do. And I think that this is an opportunity for Capricorns to get over being afraid of using the internet for work and making money online, making money using technology, whether it be investing, whether it be that forward thing. Now, this is crazy because Saturn rules both Capricorn and Aquarius. So Saturn has been at its East Coast and West Coast home for the last 3 years, right? And so for me, the East Coast home is more Capricorn energy, where work, grind, do the damn thing, stick to the old ways of doing things, stick to this because it works. But then you go to the West Coast, this is Saturn and Aquarius, and everything is so different there, right? And so now, Capricorn, this is time for you to get rid of, let go of Pluto is retrograde in your sign. Pluto has been here since 2008. Really offering different levels of transformation, different opportunities to rebirth and grow and rise. And so Capricorn, I think that this energy is saying, stop being scared of technology. Stop being afraid of the internet. Stop being afraid to work from home, the moon. Stop being afraid to, everybody's going to get my passwords and online. Stop being afraid of that. You have the same risk of someone breaking into your computer or someone breaking into your home. All you can do is use extra protective measures. And Capricorn, you will learn that there is a lot of opportunity for freedom and advancement and independence when you gather with the right people online and learn the right thing. I really think that this is what is saying to Capricorn. And listen, you can make money from anywhere in the world. I know Cap is like, well, just leave me at home. Okay, you can make money from home too. The star card, I love this because this is Aquarian's card. And this is this full moon Aquarius. I also think this is a reverse card. Lots of reversals today, I agree. With this card, I think that this is like asking Capricorn, with Saturn's retrograde in Capricorn, to really reconsider them authentic selves. What do you really want? What do you, when you think about, when you were a kid, what was your dream life like? How can you use the advancements in the technology that you have right now in order to do that and be authentic to yourself? Be true to your younger self and your new self. Be true to your child, your inner child, and your outer adult. And just really be authentic and find that balance. Capricorn loves to achieve, and a lot of times that achievement will neglect home and neglect children. Capricorn likes to think that if I can just have money, then my child will be happy. And kids are more like, I need time and affection. Yeah, some kids like money, but most kids want time and affection. And there's got to be that balance. If you look at her, she's balancing the with the earth, the practical part, with the spiritual and the feeling part. But she's still being authentic to herself. And then she's got these 8 stars up here that are really reminding us this is a transformation for you, Capricorn. Another level of transformation. You may feel like, oh, goddamn, I've been transforming since 2008. Yeah, sorry. You're not done yet. You're not done yet. Okay, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is happening in your first house. And for me, this is really about just showing up in your physical self as authentic as possible, getting over any fears, you continuing to use technology to be fearless, to be confident, to show the work that you put in, the time that you've committed, and to express your emotions as well, Aquarius. You tend to be such a logical sign that doesn't show a lot of emotion, but the moon is here. So go ahead and use a few I feel statements, okay? And remember, this moon energy lasts for a few days. So using that those I feel statements to express what you know. I feel like learning this helped me do this or overcome this, or okay, like it's like a feeler, Aquarius. Leo is in your 7th house of relationships. Your relationships may be highlighted right now, and seeing really where are you happy? What makes you happy about this relationship? Is this really what you saw for yourself when you were younger? In a child, is this your dreams happening? You know, and are you being celebrated? And I will say this also, Aquarius, that it's not all about you. I know you know that, but Leo season can make you feel like this needs to be more about me. And it's like, okay, well, true enough. Do you feel the appreciation? Do you feel the joy in the relationship? But are you also allowing people to understand how you feel, where your feelings come from, and that it's really expressing yourself? Queen of Swords, she's also reversed. Is my deck reversed? My deck can't be reversed because it's always all kind of ways. Queen of Swords, air sign. Aquarius is an air sign. It's time to speak up. And I think that with this being reversed, this is maybe just a time to re-examine your thoughts, re-examine your words, making sure that, are you being fun? Okay, are you being too serious? This is a time for you to say, no, I'm being fun. Or let me speak more life. Maybe let me speak more optimism. Or let me speak more realistically. Remembering, and not to say you're not realistic, but maybe you've been on a hope and a prayer. Maybe you got a lot of Pisces energies and you've been in la la land. But remember that Aquarius is those two waves, right? So it's going to be one or the other. That's the duality of the air signs. I say this all the time. So it's going to be one or the other. Either are you being too practical and need to allow yourself to speak your hopes and your dreams and your wishes, or are you talking too much about your hopes, dreams, and wishes, and you need to actually put a plan into place and start to be more practical? This is what the Queen of Wands in reverse is kind of bringing out, I believe, Aquarius, and that you need to kind of get over any delays. And I think delays would be maybe holding on to friend groups that are no longer serving you, holding on to social media presence. It's no longer a social media groups that you're a part of that are no longer serving you. Maybe you're afraid to let them go. Maybe you're afraid to stand up and really be yourself, or maybe you're afraid to really speak up for what you know, and it's about time to get over it. Last but not least, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This Aquarius energy is happening in your 12th house of isolation and alone time. Maybe you've been spending a lot of time alone, Pisces, which would make sense. Saturn's been in your 12th house of isolation and alone. So if you are spending a lot of time alone, maybe that needs to come to an end. Maybe you need to realize that spending too much time alone is not good for you. It is sometimes, hence the reason that Pisces and Scorpio are in the chart. But we have 3 air signs, and it's important that you get out there and be a part of your friend groups. Now, I think that depending on other aspects of your chart, this is saying, where do I fit in? What is the purpose of going out with my friend groups? Is this so that I can pour into them, or is this so they can pour into me? One or the other. It's okay. That's the duality of the air sign. Sometimes you got to pour into people. Sometimes people need to pour into you. Okay, that's the balance of friendships. The 7th house, Libra. Like, that's the balance of what these relationships are all about. What can I give you? What can you give me? And sometimes you're giving more. I need it. And sometimes I'm giving more. And sometimes it's a fair exchange. Okay, that's okay. And so Pisces, as you're going out, as you're getting out, you need to say, okay, listen, I spent a lot of time by myself. I've learned a lot. I've been reading a lot. It's time for me to pour those things into other people, what I've been learning being alone. Or I spent a lot of time by myself in TV, in books, really in a dreamland. Let me talk to people and see what's going on in people's real lives. Spend time in the real world with real people. Let them pour into me what they have going on. I think this is what is happening for Pisces with this full moon. It's time to get out of the house is the message that I'm hearing. 5 of Swords. The Swords is the air sign. I think it's also time to clear up an argument. Clear up a fight. With the Swords, the air signs, 12 of House. This is something that you've probably been thinking about by yourself when you're alone. You've been thinking about this. And maybe it's time now to have that conversation, to communicate something. It's time to make up some things. You said some things or somebody said something to you. And maybe it's just time to have a conversation about them. But I think it's a time to have a practical conversation about it. Aquarius is very logical. You could say, this made me feel a certain way, but you also need to listen to the practical parts of it. You also need to listen to, another person's logic of why something did or did not happen, and not take everything to heart. Pisces can take everything personally. All right, that is all 12 signs. Thank you for staying. If you did, I do want to end this by suggesting rituals. Ritual ideas for this full moon would include absolutely a candle and fire, and this is because the sun is in a fire sign of Leo, so I like to work with the elements that the sun and moon are in. On this same day, Venus will also be entering the sign of Leo, so this love, this refining from the fire will be really good. Additionally, writing things down and burning them would play into the energy or work with the energy of the Aquarius full moon. Aquarius is an air sign. Air signs like to write. They're very practical in that sense. They like to write things down or even speak it. So maybe you speak your words over an open flame, or if you don't feel comfortable with writing them, remember when working with fire, you always want water nearby to keep things safe, and you want fire safe dishes and that kind of thing. Leo likes the color red, so I would work in that kind of with that purpose and with that intention. While Aquarius likes the color blue. And so I would work with that as well. So I would maybe, if you have any blue crystals, or if you want to wear blue, or if you want to wear red, or you want to use, a red candle, if you have it. It's just really about being intentional when you are working with any kind of moon and doing any kind of ritual work. And remember, a full moon is about releasing. So letting go of fears, letting go of delays, letting go of restrictions and boundaries, a lot that we have put on ourselves, being that the sun is in Leo, which is in the sign of I will, your own wills. Your will and your to do or not to do something oftentimes is our hindrance, is oftentimes, 99% of the time, it's us. And so we need to see where we are holding ourselves back, where we are creating these boundaries, where we are letting fear stop us from moving forward in seeking our freedom, our independence, whatever that looks like for us. It's different for each one of us. Whatever, a beautiful free life looks like for you, you need to see what's keeping you from having that and achieving that. Because I guarantee you there is somebody in this world that is living the life that you want to live. And if they can do it, you can do it. And so this is an opportunity to examine what parts of yourself are holding you back, that you are allowing to hold yourself back from achieving that life of your dreams and pursuing your future and your independence. Let it go. You can burn it. You can even speak it in a release, over a candle like this. You can let your words come out over the candle and see them, close your eyes, really see this, really set the intentions, play the music, be quiet, tell your family that you don't want to be disturbed, get all your stuff together before you even get started, make an imaginary line with your finger or something that you have to say. This is sacred space, and spirit is with me right now as I use the energy of the moon and I use the energy of the sun to release fears, to release blockages, to release obstacles that keep me from being my best and highest self. And speak it and burn an incense or burn it, or just be intentional, be on purpose, be present when you work with these energies. And I promise you guys, you will see magic happen in your life in small ways, in big ways. Magic is real. It really does work. You got to work with the energies. You got to be with the flow of the planets and what they're offering in order to see these transformations in your life. So I hope this helped you guys. I hope that you will set some time. And remember, the full moon happens on Thursday, the 11th at 8:34 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can do it Thursday night. You can do it Friday morning. You can even Friday night. You'll still have opportunity because the moon is going to only be at 19 degrees of Aquarius. So it'll stay in Aquarius for, 22 more hours. No. Somewhere around there. 22 more hours, something like that. Because it stays in 22 more hours because it stays in the sign for 2.5 days. So you really have more time to really set aside. It doesn't have to be long. It can be 10 minutes. You just need to be on purpose, present, intentional, which still means on purpose. Be right here. No distractions. No distractions on your phone. No distractions. People coming in with your pets. My dog knows that he will get put up if he starts messing with me while I'm doing any kind of ritual work. So just be very intentional. Be ready. Start to think about it ahead of time. Have all your tools, whatever you're going to use. You can draw tarot cards. You could just write. You could just lay there and spend some time really meditating on what you're releasing under the moon. Just enjoy it, okay? And let me know what you are releasing and if you've actually seen it being released in your life over the next couple of weeks. So I hope this video helps. Thank you so much. I love you. And until next time.